Well, hello everyone. Today I got a new package in the mail here today. It is from Siterwell, and it's their new combination smoke and carbon monoxide alarm. It has a built-in 10-year lithium battery, so you never have to replace the battery. It comes with voice alerts both in English and in French. It can be wirelessly interconnected to up to 18 different wireless Siterwell alarms, and it has an optical sensor, which is less sensitive to cooking smoke, which usually means it'll have less false alarms. Let's take a little closer look at this product. So on the back here, there's a couple pictures detailing where alarms are required to be and where Siterwell additionally recommends alarms to be placed as well. For example, alarms are required to be on every level of the house, inside and outside every bedroom, but let's say there's a very large bedroom, you might want to have a couple alarms in there according to Siterwell. And I actually do like that because, well, if you think about it, every house usually has a room dedicated to the washer and dryer. Smoke alarms aren't required to be in that room, but dryers catch on fire all the time. So let's say you start the washer and dryer and you close the door because those are allowed appliances. Well, if the dryer caught on fire, the smoke is now going to have to seep through the door cracks and find its way to the nearest alarm in order for you to be notified that there is an emergency. So when you're doing your smoke alarm install or remodel in your house, think about where they are required to be, but also think about where you might additionally want to have them. You should probably have a smoke alarm in your electrical room. If you have a washer and dryer room, you should probably have a smoke alarm in there. So just something that I thought that was cool that they did that I additionally would recommend is having a couple extra alarms in places where they should probably be. So inside the package, you get an instruction manual, which we don't need for right now. You get some warning labels, which you don't need for right now. You get some mounting hardware, which we might need later. And then you get a mounting bracket, which we will definitely need later. You need this in order to activate the smoke alarm and in order to mount it to the wall. And then last but not least, you get, dun-da-da-da, the smoke alarm. So here's the alarm, and right off the bat, it does give off the impression of being very high quality made. And that is probably because the plastic for this alarm has actually been flame retardant certified. So this plastic is built to withstand a certain amount of heat. And let's be honest though, if the plastic on this or any smoke alarm did start melting in a fire, then you're probably not going to survive being in that room anyway. Bottom line, the smoke alarm just feels like it's quality made. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the front here. There is a singular button for everything that you need to do with this alarm. It acts as both a test and a silence button. So you can use this alarm to test it, make sure it's working every month, and then let's say there was a fire that did happen, or it's a nuisance fire, or there's a low battery signal, you can push this button and it will also act as a silence button. So if there's a low battery, it will silence the alarm for up to 10 hours so that you can get your sleep at night. And then if there is a false alarm and you want the beeping to stop, you can also push this button and it will silence it. It'll keep the alarm from going off for 8 to 10 minutes. Now it does say in the instruction manual that if the smoke conditions are really, really high, that like to the point where you shouldn't even be in that room, then the alarm will keep going off. So by already having the mounting bracket on, I've actually already activated the smoke alarm for the next 10 years, which means we can test it. Let's go ahead and push the test button and hear what it sounds like.
Fire. Incendie. Warning. Carbon monoxide. Attention. Monoxyde de carbone.
There it is. So during that test, you heard it say fire in 2 different languages, and then you heard it say carbon monoxide in 2 different languages. And here's the nice thing about that. I've noticed that a lot of people that don't do this hobby like I do sometimes have trouble distinguishing the differences between a fire tone and a carbon monoxide tone. Let's say they install this and they forget about it for 3 years and then suddenly the alarm starts beeping. They're going to forget, was it 4 beeps for carbon monoxide or was it 3 beeps for carbon monoxide? So having a voice that tells you exactly what the emergency is and what's happening is actually really nice because they can hear it from across the house and be like, oh, there's carbon monoxide downstairs, or oh, there's smoke downstairs. Hopefully they'd be able to smell the smoke. And then also that's nice because a lot of studies have shown that young children wake up a lot faster to the sound of a voice than to the sound of just a very loud alarm. So having an alarm like this placed around the bedroom of a young child is actually a really smart thing to do. And it's also nice that this alarm speaks in 2 different languages. Between English and French, hopefully the user would be able to identify what is happening. I'm sure that Siterwell is marketing this alarm in French-speaking countries just as much as English-speaking countries. Also, another feature that you probably noticed, this little circle around the test button here did flash when it was in its emergency conditions. It flashes when there's a smoke alarm, and it will flash with the beeps when there is a carbon monoxide alarm. And when there is no alarms, it doesn't continue to flash. That's actually kind of nice because let's say this alarm is installed in a sleeping area or a bedroom. It's not going to have a light that's continuously on to keep you up all night if you're a sensitive sleeper. It'll only flash continuously when there's an emergency condition. So before the video wraps up here, I'd like to go ahead and install this alarm in a real application and actually test it with some real smoke to verify that it does work. So for this test and demonstration today, I am going to be using real fire. I'm going to light this piece of paper right here on fire and we'll hold it under the smoke alarm. But I say this every time I do this. This is a controlled environment. I never recommend you using actual fire to test your alarms. Please do not do that. You can use the test button or you can get special canned smoke online or at the store and use that to test your smoke alarms because fires can start fires, right? So that's pretty dangerous. But for demonstration today, that is what we're going to be using. So we'll go ahead and light this piece of paper right here on fire and we'll hold it under the smoke alarm and see if we can get it to go off in a pretty reasonable amount of time. There it goes.
Fire, incendie. Fire, incendie.
Alright, so I have this little stick thing here.
Fire.
Let's try and silence it. And there it is, it immediately silenced just by one push of the button. Well, that's the video on this new Siterwell dual smoke and carbon monoxide alarm. I'll leave a link in the description where you can purchase this if you would like one. Thank you for watching this video. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day.